All right, let's dig into it. Each model run, each track from the National Hurricane Center continues to push this towards South Carolina away from us, so that's good news for us. Of course, we don't wish it on anyone, but hopefully it'll be a weaker storm by the time it gets to them. It is weakening now. 61 is the current number. Breezy, more so by morning. That's the way I wrote it, so I think the wind should start to pick up some as we go through the day tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. It may still be our southeastern counties and eastern counties. I'm showing you temperature right now, but here's a look at the wind. You can see how the wind gust in yellow is mainly reserved for these areas. It starts to back off to calm once you get on up Macon north and westward. So I'm thinking at least for the beginning of this through the day tomorrow, southeastern counties, eastern counties, this general area to start. And then as we head in toward Friday, Saturday, kind of our northeastern counties if we were going to see something. So as we roll down, you can see clearly what's going on here, a flooding problem now. That's what these polygons are, where the storm is just at a crawl at 8 miles per hour. Tornado watch as you get over on the dirty side of the storm. At least it's down to a Cat 1 now, 90 mile per hour winds, but it's this movement that is the trouble because you have power out in so many spots here. And I'm sure the crews are having a tough time even getting to that because the wind's still going, the rain's still going, it's just not moving. But it looks like as we go through the overnight tonight, dropping down into a tropical storm, so you're starting to get down in the 70-something mile per hour range, and then coming out somewhere around Daytona Beach. This has been changing kind of wildly. It's been going east, now it's kind of buckling out into the Atlantic. This will be interesting. It still holds it at a tropical storm Friday morning here. Again, as I mentioned earlier, for anyone with interest along the Georgia coast, this is better news because whereas you could have some storm surge at the onset and then an offshore flow on the backside of this as it comes in, the farther out away from our coast it is, the less that's a problem either way. Looks like maybe a landfall somewhere between Savannah and Charleston as a tropical storm, hopefully not back at a Cat 1, and then falling apart as it goes north. We are nowhere near the cone of uncertainty now, so that's gotten better and better for us. So now we're just looking at some wind off to the side and maybe some rain. This is a look at the long-range stuff, the global models, GFS here in green with the yellow and red. Underneath, tucked underneath is the blue, is the euro. They're kind of in lockstep at this point, midnight tomorrow night, although they do hug the coast a little bit more. The euro has been leaning still in toward us a little bit more, but this also is a little bit of an older run. There's newer stuff that graphically is not showing up right now, but it's starting to slide a little bit toward the east as well. That would be Friday afternoon into Friday night, overnight into Saturday morning, if this is right, okay? Now, the graph model, who started this whole party, moving things toward the east, continues to stay out here, and it actually kind of falls in line with the Hurricane Center track. This is going to be mid-morning tomorrow, and again, on the clean side of the storm, there's usually a sharp shutoff from where there's rain to no rain. And with all the dry air we have in place as well, it looks like all this, the stormy, dirty side, could have severe weather for the Carolinas. This is midnight tomorrow night. We're already getting up here off our coast now, pin high with Savannah as you go into Friday morning. Not much of anything going on for us. Maybe a breeze coming around on this side right here. That's Friday morning. As we get into Friday lunchtime, maybe that landfall, if this model is right. And again, maybe a sprinkle for Hancock, Washington, Johnson County here Friday afternoon, and then bam, just like that, this thing is gone. And you can see why they call it the dirty side of the storm. Look at how you can have training if this sets up over you, flooding, and of course spin that can happen in the atmosphere. Now this is also the graph wind model. This goes with it. We could see wind gusts picking up tomorrow, 30 to 35, which is more than what we had today, and then still hanging around with this tomorrow afternoon. Now if this model is right, the gustiest winds we'll see would be tomorrow. With the gradient from the high pressure to the north and west and this storm, and then as it starts to make its way on up, heading into the late tomorrow night into Friday morning, most of it is off with the storm, and we start to see things relax as we go through the day Friday. So we'll see if this is going to be the right one. Right now you see a decent rain chance on Friday and Saturday. That could easily be back down as we go through the day tomorrow. I think wind farther east is going to be the main thing. Well, you can